Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome to the MCN for Wednesday. We've got quite a bit to go over, but we've got a couple of dull days before we get to the meat and veg, which is the live stream on Friday. Let's kick off on Poolies. Now, something to let you know, if you don't know already, you are up to, if you've done everything, done all your objectives, up to date with that, collected everything, if you're a free-to-play player, 670,000 Poolies. As we've put in the description, and you can check out, there is a thread on the matter when it comes to like just tracking the Poolies, just to give you a bit of an idea of where you're up to at the moment. And we'll be talking a bit more about Poolies in a couple stories time. Let's quickly talk about Masteries. Now, one thing that you should know is that today is the day. Today is your day. Dormio day, if anybody gets that reference. But this is your last day of your switching between Masteries being free. Now, this probably will change at 10 AM PST, or it could have already changed. Always important to kind of just check on the bottom left-hand corner, as you can see on screen, just to make sure that set active hasn't got a unit cost behind it. Something I will be doing is a video soon. I don't know if it will be like an early next week, or it might be like later on in the month of May, and that will be a how to mitigate the cost of those 35 units. I think it's 35, it could be 30, but I'm pretty certain it's 35 that you will cost and incur when you switch between the different masteries. Something as well that you might have to note is reapplying, if you've not done already, if you're not happy or are happy with your Alliance Wars Defense default, which you can see is on screen right now. And I'm pretty certain this is my Alliance Wars Defense default. I'm now questioning that because that's the thing. No, it's not. It's actually set to the wrong one. So make sure if it's not set to the right one, because maybe it just defaults to one, that you click to confirm it, because my general was not set up. I set up a specific mastery for it. So that is a big forewarning. Do not make the mistake of kind of like having it set in the wrong way, especially because, you know, you might have to set it up, it might cost you, and of course going into certain things like the refresh costing. In any case, you want to make sure you're set and ready and structured. Also, that is an important note because it was kind of fixed late last week. The game team resolved the issues Mastery Loadouts were seeing where the defender stuns were expiring too soon. They were able to re-enable the Alliance Wars checkbox, and all should be working on order again. So do watch out for that if it's not set, so go and check that out. We also covered yesterday Liquid, Courage and Double Edge in a separate video. Of course, that means good news for those that run those particular masteries, and especially benefits for those that run Glass Cannon based on the health pool reduction versus the healing back punishment from Liquid, Courage, Double Edge. More explanation in that video from yesterday, so go and check that out. Next up, and let's talk about time restrict objectives, event and miss a day, miss rewards type scenarios and setups. This was an interesting poll with some answers and kind of like responses from Kabam, which I thought were quite interesting. And as well, like people are still suffering from this stuff. You know, as of the last 24 hours, you know, player says, you know, I don't know whether or not people are holding, just to point out, don't hold on to your Poolies like at the claim point. Like, just make sure you claim them and then they're gone. I don't know. I really don't know why there's been so much of it. I understand there are people that, but it's just odd. It's odd. Is it down to Kabam not explaining it well? Don't know. Like, I know to claim them, but maybe that's because, well, I don't know. It's like second nature for me to go and claim something and not leave it there. The same way, like, I'm kind of the opposite when it comes to crystals. I hoard a lot of them in order to do bigger openings, and also wait until champions enter into the pools in order to do that. The same way, obviously, what hoarding is. So it's a bit of an odd one for me. But yeah, I just know it's a double standard, like a second nature. Sorry, is what I was going to use the term. But yeah, it seems like a lot of people are they like the scenario of you know, activity. Kabam like the come in every day, do a thing, get something for it type scenario. They've wanted it. They've been doing it a bit more in this saga, And I think it's just to increase the engagement and the need, want and desire to log into Marvel Contest of Champions. I'm not saying that numbers are down, but maybe that's something that Kabam are looking to do, that kind of retention from the player base that maybe aren't there at the moment, and also the very casual player. I'm really looking forward to, at some point this year, sitting down and planning out a casual player's guide to make gains, which I think this will definitely come under it. But as Kabam adds so many different things to the game, it becomes easy to be a casual player, but also not so easy at the same time. And there's a good kind of balanced approach. But in any case, some people like it, some people don't. I personally love it. As a free-to-play player, it's a way for me to catch up to people who can't read or don't log in every day. Great work, Kabam. Okay. The example given don't fit each other. There's no opportunity to miss on the Poolies, while the Magic Thief event had a grace day built in. Yeah, I don't think Kabam are ever going to put in a grace day. Would it be nice to put like a grace day for the objectives? Maybe, because at least it's like once bitten, twice shy. Or kind of once bitten, like learning through failure, like make a mistake. I'm a big believer of learning from mistakes. Unfortunately, a lot of people aren't really like that nowadays. It's like it's got to be perfection right off the bat. A lot of the time, I think that's what you need. Don't read the in-game mail and get all their information from YouTube, Alliance Mates, or global chat. Because they don't read the in-game and get all their information from YouTube. What? That's the most stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. I mean, a lot of people on YouTube were saying... there's people out there, isn't there? There's people. I don't know how many times. I've made this like third bit of coverage to mention that. What a weird thing to say. Anyway, to be clear here, you should also put in the part where you're able to get really great rewards and with those events. And if we did it like a regular event, we wouldn't make the rewards nearly as great. Fair point. It's definitely been a divisive event. I'm sure a lot of people have difference of opinions on it. Of course, would it be, as I said, like, would it be nice to put in a grace day? Yes. Are Kabam going to do it? No. Will they learn in the future? They didn't from Magic Thief. It's the problem that we have in MCN. It's not a problem, but it's something that you need to be aware of, the way that Kabam run events. And learning and kind of like flowing like water between these events is the best way to be. Understanding how Kabam do it. Will they learn? No. Will they change it? Maybe. Like, you just have to flow with it and make that decision. Of course, I would say I would do a video about it, but apparently, oh yeah, watch people cry about it on the forums because they don't read the in-game mail and get all their information from YouTube, Alliance Mates, and global chat. So, and also I can guarantee that I did not do a spreadsheet, I did not do a guide, and I did not do daily objectives every day. I did not do this. This is a mirage. This does not exist. And yes, shout out to Corey. I'm going to have to break this out again. That was sarcasm. We have got a new update and information dropping on Friday. Very much looking forward to the live stream, which is going to reveal some stuff. We have got, as you know, Negasonic Teenage Warhead is going to be our one of our mutant champions, and Silver Sable right there is going to be a skill-based option coming to the game. There's a lot of stuff to unpack and take in from the situation, especially as something about this was just great info. All the time I thought it was Jubilee in Deadpool movies. What? Anyway, what? I'm not reading. That's silly. It's people just being silly today. Not gonna lie, this is one of my favourite posts in the forums ever. It was a really interesting backstory as well. In the comics, using like 2 panels before being killed off. Didn't know that. Her powers were also completely different for the movies. Fox and Marvel did a kind of trade-off to change her powers. There you go. Basically, Fox owned the rights to use Ego, the Living Planet, in the films, and Marvel wanted him as the villain for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Fox wanted to change her power set for Deadpool. They came to an agreement to trade Ego back to Marvel in exchange for Fox being able to change her power set in Deadpool. Fox, hey Fox. I wonder then whether or not she's going to have it changed again in the film. Like, we'll have to see. I think there's also something else. There was something else that Kabam Mike mentioned. I think he mentioned it like somewhere else, that there was an animation. There's animations that were used for the creation of the character, but they couldn't use them or something. Well, maybe we'll find out more about that another time. But we're going to have some great information that's going to drop. Shathra, I think I even saw Super Duper Boo mention the same thing that I mentioned. I completely forgot that the Summoner's Choice was won by Shathra. Take with that as you will. Did you forget? Did you remember? Yeah. Well, we'll find out more. So we'll first look at that. Appearance. Maybe, no, it wouldn't be abilities. It'd probably be just like the rig for it, to be honest. And what they're doing in the process. There's also going to be new ways to, well, showcasing new ways to progress through the contest and giving away 7-star champions. I wonder what that means then. What new ways to progress through? Interesting. I also thought I saw some other information on the Discord, which was kind of different in some sort of way to what was put up. But I think that's, yeah, I think that's it. There's nothing more with that. Yeah, so that has been the MCN for Wednesday. And yeah, Kabam haven't released the information about Arena Champions. So we're going to leave it there and we'll pick that up at a different time. What are your thoughts on some of the topics that we've discussed in this particular video? Put it in the comment section. Check out some other content located on screen. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye for now.